Yo, 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 welcome back, everybody. Or welcome actually to the first episode of The Champ and the Champ. This is the show where we talk about who the next UFC champ is going to be. We talk about the next card coming up and the previous card if talking about results, etc. Now, before we get there and start talking about the fun stuff, I got to introduce half of the show. Champ, how we doing?
I'm doing. I mean, I feel like I'm man. Who's my guy? Uh, Clint Eastwood, man. That's how I feel. I feel like Clint Eastwood. I feel like a
Clint
man's
East,
man.
we're
I
feeling Western, huh?
feel like a man's man right now.
Oh, man. Is that the dude that says this town ain't big enough for two of us? Or is
I'm
that
actually not sure. I haven't seen that one yet.
pretty sure that's SpongeBob. But man, we finally made it. We transitioned over from Rumble over to YouTube. This is technically our first episode on YouTube. So anybody watching out there, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us, fight fans all around the world. I'm excited to have you guys. So let's jump right in. This weekend we have UFC Fight Night. Carlos Ulberg versus Dominic Reyes. Now, this is the champ show. We don't just talk about who the next champ is, but we talk about who's on our radar. Now, it's obvious to have people in the top 10, but in this episode we talk about people who are not in the top 10 or falsely in the top 10. So stick around, we'll get into it. First of all, champ, do any of these guys are they on your
Well,
radar? You
I
got
would say
number
that
three, Carlos
Carlos.
Ulberg versus number seven, Dominic Reyes.
And see, this is huge right here. So Carlos Ulberg was on my radar for the longest until his last fight, and I realized he doesn't have knockout power. And for me, as a light heavyweight without knockout power, see, no finish. No finish. So when he fights people at a high level, he can't finish. And for me, that's just he was no like he was running from Jan Blachowicz, and all I'd get from that is Kyle Bohio vibes. Who, once again, once Kyle Bohio cracked top 10, he realized he wasn't going to be able to punch people out like that, and he had to fight smart. But that's just I mean, even Adesanya knocks people out, and so I for me, Carlos Oberg is actually he went from my champ list back to the radar, and honestly, depending on this fight, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be interesting on this fight, but right now he's barely on the radar. I got to see a finish. If I get a finish, I'll be more impressed. But they got him at number three because that division is pretty weak. And then honestly, I mean, like if he fought Pereira, he'd be running the whole fight. So right now,
Little
actually,
bit
he's
of
not. Yeah, he can't be on the champ list because I don't think he can beat the champ.
honestly great question. Before I transition into the top rankings, he's obviously number three. You just said that the ranking is a little weak. That whole division is weak. Let's take before we look at the division top 10, let's talk about his record here a little bit. Came in March 6th, 2021. He's been in the game almost like 4 years, bro. A little bit over 4 years. Um,
Yeah, I remember him. I remember his
Lost
debut.
against the boy, but then he starts having a little winning streak since February 22. One,
Yeah, nobody.
two.
Fought a
Well, there's a
nobody.
KO right here.
Nobody.
KO
Nobody.
against a nobody. KO against
Nobody.
against a nobody. KO against
Nobody.
another nobody. All
Nobody.
first round finishes. Third
Nobody.
round submission. First
He's
round
man.
KO around of
Yeah.
Menafield, which was awesome. I love that fight. Menafield came out like a fucking wild man, bro. It reminded me of Cain Velasquez versus Brock Lesnar. Like
Yeah, Brock Lesnar. Yeah, that was a good
obviously
one.
bigger, and the dude
That was a
came
good
out
one.
trying to use his power and stuff, but staying cool, calm, and collected and finding the pockets. Pat, pat, pat. Got him out. What did
Yeah.
Conor McGregor say, bro? Timing beats speed and precision beats power. And that was perfect example of it. Anyway, that was in May 11, 2024,
And that
a
set him
year
up to
ago.
be in the that set him up to fight real contenders. And then
Ulberg,
when he started fighting real contenders,
unanimous and unanimous.
I remember the Polish Power fight. And Polish Power was walking him down. He just kept like he basically just survived. Now were those unanimous decisions?
Yeah, both of them.
Both of them were unanimous. Yeah, I thought the Polish power was as well. Just his last fight left a bad taste in my mouth. So I'm looking for a finish. That's all. You know, we need finishes out here. So if he gets a finish against this guy, maybe I think he's ready. But at the end of the day, he's got to fight uh, Potuera, right? He's got to fight uh, Alex
Bota?
Pereira. Yeah. Can he fight? He's not he can't be no he can't be Alex Pereira. And Alex Pereira's not even a champ.
Yeah, it's funny. The old Carlos that I remember, I think he was very green. So 4 years in the division now in the UFC, has a cool little win streak. Let's let's see. I'm curious. He's not on my radar, even though he's top three in this weight class. For the record, he's number three, light heavyweight division. Middle or his fighting name, Black Jag. Awesome. His official record is 13-1, 13 wins with one loss, which was at the beginning of his career. But we're talking about light heavyweight division, so let's take a look at the rankings here.
If I'm not mistaken, it's gonna be uh, the
The guy who'll
the
be Alex
wrestler.
Pereira,
It'll be wrestler is the champ, and then the number one contender will be Alex Pereira, and then
Yuri Prochazka.
yeah, see Ankalaev, and then hmm
Who do you think would win? Carlos Ulberg
so
versus Khalil Rountree?
you know, I'd rather see Ulberg versus Pereira. I mean, Roundtree is just not my guy, so I'd rather see Ulberg versus Pereira, and that would test
He
me.
had a great
That's what I
performance, and
want
I
to see.
understand. I understand there's some reasons why you don't like him, but he's in the mix with these guys. Who else is on there? Okay, we got John Blockowicz, which he's clearly just beat. Maybe not in the best
Yeah,
taste, but you got number six, Jamal Hill, Dominic Reyes, which
I
he's
wouldn't mind
fighting.
seeing that either.
Jamal
Hmm
Hill?
I would have rather seen. Yeah, I would have actually rather seen him fight Jamal Hill. I want to see him fight somebody that has. I don't know. I mean, we'll see. We'll see this first fight. I mean,
What's up
Dominic
with Jamal
Reyes
Hill?
is
I never heard
not
much of
bad.
him. It's not a
Yeah, he
bad
needs to
matchup for
recover.
where they're at. Essentially, I think Dominic Reyes is the challenger here. Obviously, looking for that number three spot, seeing if Dominic Reyes versus Yuri or Alex Pereira. These
Yeah,
guys are
see,
going to fight
honestly,
next
man, the
week.
only guy that makes noise is Alex. Yeah, Alex is the guy.
These guys are going to fight next week.
Alex is the guy to fight.
Who
The
knows if Alex is
wrestling
going to
match.
win, bro? So you're saying fight Alex if he wins or loses? Whether Alex wins or loses, he should fight Carlos Ulberg or whoever the winner of this fight is.
It's gonna be. I mean, it's gonna be tough. So what I'm expecting is Ankalaev to still beat Pereira because he's gonna wrestle him down, and I don't think Pereira has any wrestling still, which is gonna be ridiculous because you already know what's gonna come.
Right,
So
right,
I
right,
expect
right.
it to still go down that way. I expect it to be similar to Hamzat versus DDP again, just holding him down and maybe doing some more ground and pound. But that's what I'm expecting. And then after that, I don't really want to see Prohaska. I don't really want to see Roundtree. I don't care about Blahovic. Jamal Hill's left a bad taste. He's been getting KO'd left and right. Dominic Reyes is a nobody. I mean, that's what I said. This division is not exciting. And the only guy that made it exciting was Pereira. Um, I kind of hope Pereira wins, I guess, just to make it exciting again. I'm not excited about this whole division is not it for me. It's just not it. Who else? Who's number nine? I think Alexander Rakic is also not bad, but he must have lost his last fight or something. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not it for me. Not it for me. This fight is gonna be it's not the fight. We'll see. Now if Ulberg can finish Dominic Reyes, finish him. I don't even care how you finish him. Just finish him. Ulberg could be the guy to bring excitement to this division. He could be the guy. But I don't think he has any wrestling either. And if he fought Ankalaev, he would just get beat up again. I don't. I mean, we're seeing a lot of you got to be able to wrestle, man. You got to be able to wrestle.
right,
So
right,
what
for sure.
I mean, who do you think's going to win the fight, Champ? Who do you think's going to win the fight?
Um, oh, sorry, run that by me again. Did you ask me a question or were you saying something?
Who do you think's going to win the fight? Who do you think's going to win the fight? Because I don't want to give too much thought
Well,
down the
honestly,
line. So we got.
Magomedov was in the middle of Ramadan, bro. He fought Alex Pineda I
Not
think it
that
was
fight. Not
short.
that fight. We're not there yet. I mean,
Oh,
Ulberg. Who's gonna win the Ulberg fight?
my apologies, brother. I was got distracted there. I think when I really put my head to it, I think Carlos Ulberg has a better fight IQ than Dominic Reyes. Dominic Reyes is probably more of like a natural athlete, just like coming from like I guess his college football background and actually being like successful there for some bit. Transitioning into fighting would be kind of like natural in a way, but I don't think the IQ is developed as somebody like Carlos who didn't come from a football background, who was just actually fighting. And maybe doesn't have
All
that like,
right.
explosiveness, but Carlos is number three for a reason. My guy over there, Dominic Reyes, is coming over here to challenge, but he's going to be met with somebody who's just smarter. He's going to have answers for him and his traps.
Okay.
That's what I think. I think Carlos
Well,
Ulberg is
let's
going
move
to
on because I don't
win.
want to until they win, until they fight. We can't. I don't want to get too much into it because all I want to see is the actual result. Let's move on. I don't. We don't want to wait. We'll see. Carlos Oberg, show me something. That's all. Show me something. Show me why you're top three. That's all. Right now, I don't have him top three. I got him. He's the biggest hype in the division right now, so that's where he's up there. But show me something. That's all. Black Jag. I don't, that's not even a real animal. So there's a Black Panther. There's a Puma. Jaguars aren't black. Sorry, bro.
Oh, yeah, no, they're not. Blackjack. Oh, that's funny. You're just like, it doesn't work out. A blackjack. It's only
So
the car.
he might be the anomaly. Maybe he's the anomaly, but he's almost undefeated. He lost his first fight, but let's move on though because we got other. There's some actual other good fights on there that I do want to make sure we
Okay,
give some
for the
shout out
record, I'm
to.
just gonna look at Dominic Reyes' record just for real quick. So he's coming off a win streak over some.
He fought real fighters. He lost to Prohashka,
Yeah.
lost to Blachowicz. See, that's what I'm
Wow.
saying. He lost
Yeah,
to
he
these
did.
guys, and then he fought John Jones.
Yeah. Okay, cool, cool,
So
cool.
he's more of a what do they call it? He's a journeyman almost, but I would say Reyes has more experience, more IQ, and that Olberg's the better athlete, just physically as a specimen. But we'll see. I don't know who's gonna win. They're both not. Don't get me too excited.
See, I see. Okay. Well, let's move on then. That's what I've got. Do you agree with my prediction?
Um, no, I think like I said, I think Dominic Reyes has more experience and more IQ from that. I think Carlos Ulberg's um, the better athlete physically. And considering this is 5 round fights, this is the main event. I think if it's below three, maybe Ulberg wins. But if it's over 4 or 5, I think Dominic Reyes wins. And honestly, I just don't want to see a decision. They got 5 rounds to finish each other, and if it goes to decision and they're not, and if their faces are like they're both just unrecognizable because they're just so bloodied up, I'll take that. But I want to see somebody be down. I want to see a finish. So I'm expecting Ober to be getting taken down a lot. I don't know. I don't know who's going to win the fight. I just want to see a finish. Either way, I can say that if this was a video game, I would say Oberg would be the better fighter.
That's a
But
good way to put
this
it.
is
I love
not.
it.
But it's not a video game. So we'll see.
Okay, for sure, for sure. All right, let's see who else is on here, brother. We have Jimmy Crew versus Ivan Earthling. Any thoughts or about that?
I got nothing to say. Another light heavyweight division. I didn't even realize that, but no, thank you. No, thank you. But I do know this next fight, the Jack Jenkins and Ramon Tavares, those are both some dogs and up and coming. Both on the radar. Both on the radar. Jack Jenkins I think he's a lefty, has great hands. Reminds me of Jack Maladena for some reason, but great. great hands. And then Ramon Tavares has, if I we look at his card, I'm pretty sure he's had some good finishes. Yes, he's from Australia too. But Ramon Tavares is, he remember, I
Seen
remember
this
that
dude
name.
fight before, and let's look at this was fight
I
here.
remember his name for some reason. Looks like he lost his last fight though. So,
This Grant dude is pretty good. I like his striking style. They went the distance.
no,
Uh,
so he's
interesting.
just young. That's why he's only got two fights.
Yeah, I'm interested. He's from Australia, huh? Sick ass
Okay,
tattoo.
so then Jack, yeah, I remember him. I guess he lost his last fight, so he's not really on my radar. Jack Jenkins, though, I remember their names. At least I remember your name. Jack Jenkins is. I'm pretty sure came from the Contender Series too.
Yeah. We got Jake. Interesting. Jake
Jake
Matthews versus
Matthews,
Neil
Neil
Magny,
Magny.
Brother. Neil Magny is a staple. Everybody loves Neil Magny.
I love Neil Magny too, and
He's
Jake. Those are
turning
both
quickly
great
into a
fights.
gatekeeper.
Yeah, he kind of has been, but I wouldn't want to go through that gate. I'll tell you that. I'm not trying to go through that gate.
Well said.
I'll take the long way around. You know what I'm saying?
And who do you think is gonna win this one?
Jake Matthews or Neil Magny? I'm gonna go Neil Magny.
Damn, he just beat Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, bro. First round submission. And
Did
he
he?
beat the homie Prado. And he beat the homie Rowe.
Oh yeah,
Homie
no, you're
getting
right.
beat.
Jake Matthews is okay. Well, maybe. Hey, look at the. But he
He
lost to
started
Michael
off a little
Morales.
little weird, but I mean
Lost to
those
Michael
last three
Morales.
wins are probably the most he's been in the game for a minute. Damn.
Where is Michael? Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. He's kind of an old guy. They both are. That's why I mean they're both.
Holy moly, bro.
It's hard because they're not going to be. I don't.
2014.
Jake Matthews probably has the best chance of becoming champ, but I don't know how old he is. Because if he's over 34, I don't have him becoming champ. We got to see
That's
his fight. But I
insane,
don't have him.
brother.
Yeah,
He has such a like long thing. But those last three wins are pretty impressive now, I'm gonna lie.
yeah, they are. And does it say how old he is?
It doesn't say how old he is.
Hmm, it's interesting. That's all right.
The teller, no, it doesn't say. What's it did, but
Not that we'll find out. Age doesn't matter when what matters is getting the ring and finish.
Hi, sorry.
Um,
I'm like,
they're both.
yeah, I wish it did tell us her name, but or sorry, the birthday didn't. But I think I'm gonna get my boy here, bro, Jake Matthews. Look at Neil
I'll go with
Magny's
Neil
like
Magny. I'll go with
recent,
Neil Magny.
bro. Bet on
Nah, I can't bet on it. These guys aren't that. Nobody, neither of them are that. It's gonna be a good
it.
fight. I expect this card to be a lot of great fights, but this is the champ show. We're not here to talk about people that aren't going to be champs. So
Right. I mean, we're just as we
kind
make
of
our way
hard.
down the list, we kind of just get further away from the champ. Tom Nolan versus Charlie
Well,
Campbell.
I'm not too interested in this one.
No real comment there. Navajo Sterling. I
Yeah,
like this
that
guy.
guy's out the contender series. Yeah, so he's on the radar for sure.
I
This
like
guy's
this
huge.
Navajo Sterling guy.
Yeah, this guy's huge. He's just built huge, bro. Look at him. He's huge. Now he's some
Sterling,
noise for the light heavyweight division.
but
Look
he's
at
not a
that.
finisher, bro.
Well, you're right.
He's not a
You're
finisher,
right.
but he does have a promising future. So it'd be nice to start seeing some finishes for Mr.
But
Sterling.
he bought Urslan, who's second on the card. Urslan was second on he's the co-main event or whatever you would call it, and he beat him. So not that for being young, yeah, you want to go out there and look for finishes, but maybe it's I don't know. I know he has finishing power, and from my understanding, I remember him having finishing power. Whether or not he finished them is two different stories, but they might have been just trying to wrestle him or something too.
Right.
But they were both unanimous, and so we'll see. He's fighting. Who's he fighting?
He's fighting Rodolfo, boy. The boy
Hmm.
Rodolfo.
Okay, don't know much about him.
Rodolfo Bellato. Rodolfo's been around for a minute. He's pretty towering as
I'll take
well.
Sterling though. I'll take Sterling's on the radar for sure. Sterling's on the radar. Show me something impressive, and we can move him up.
Cam
But
Roston
that
versus
light heavyweight
Andre.
division.
This guy
Uh,
looked like Santa
that
Claus
dude,
before he became Santa Claus.
that guy's from the Ultimate Fighter, bro. He's a chump.
I know. Just trash. Cam Roston, another
Mm,
Australian.
they're just finding Australians up the woodworks. I don't know any of these guys.
Jamie
Jamie
Malaki.
Malarkey,
Yeah, he's
not
all right,
interested.
but I don't know who
Not
he's fighting
interested.
through.
Yeah,
Josiah Musasa
that's my
versus Kobe
guy.
Thickness.
He was the real African. He was the only real African fighter fighting out the Congo. But his last fight, he lost, and I just remember thinking, "You got to get out of Africa,
Fighting out
bro."
of the Congo, eh?
He was proud to say like he was fighting like in the Congo still, and he got beat up. And I realized you got to get out of Africa, bro. It ain't working for you. Or you got to go find and get some real training because he got beat up
He
and
lost,
finished.
bro. First round submission. What
Yeah,
kind of
I know.
horseradish is
I
that?
remember. I remember. Well, he fought a vet, and he was a young guy. He fought a vet. You know, Carlos Vera was a vet. He's not good, but he's a vet, and he just beat him because the guy had no ground game. And so he's a freak
Bro,
athlete.
that's
Look
some
at him, freak
horseradish,
athlete, a lot
bro.
of potential, a lot of potential, and he's still on my radar because again, he has no real training. He fights out of the Congo, bro. That's like one of the worst places in the world. Like
Oh,
it's one
yeah,
of the
well,
worst
I guess you're making
developed.
your case there. I can see that.
So he needs to go. Hopefully, you know, when they talk, maybe I can listen and hear the backstory when they this fight, and maybe he's trained and got to a real camp because he had no camp. He was fighting. Where is he? I don't know where he's fighting in, but if he's still fighting out of the Congo, he's gonna have no. He needs some training, man. He needs to go to a real
Democratic
camp.
Republic of the Congo, bro.
But if he loses to a guy named Colby Thickness, he's done with me. I'm
The
done.
boy Thickness. I want to see his fucking
That's a
let's take
pause
a
right
look.
there for sure.
Thickness.
Yeah, if he loses to a guy named Colby Thickness, you're off my list forever. Unfortunately,
What up? So,
and this guy looks like he's no joke. He
go for it
lost
again.
two
I'll get it
to,
tomorrow.
to, to a weird, not even to the real
You
Taporia,
got it. Love you, dude. Thanks. Oh, yeah.
to the B side Taporia.
Yes.
He lost to the B side Taporia. So they're both coming off losses.
Yeah, both coming off losses. Thickness. The gnarly fucking name. Thickness.
Yeah, you better learn to fight with that kind of name. And so they're both young. So this will be a good fight. They're both young. They're
Yep.
both need to prove something. Both coming off losses. Luana Carolina. I remember the name, but I wasn't a big fan. Michelle Montag. They're just finding people out of the.
Dude, Luana Caroline, bro. She's been on the receiving end of some pretty bad knockouts.
Yeah, I don't. She's not. I didn't like her fight style. I don't like anything about it.
So I'm not really
There are
excited
some
for
girl
this.
fights though. There are some girl fights on here that I do believe are good. Brano Pericic. They're just finding people for.
This should be a good
They're just
one.
finding people
Loma.
now.
I like
This
Loma. She's pretty like
Alexa
thuggish,
Dainara.
ruggish. And this chick is
I like her. Remember, she came out dancing. She was the one that came out dancing crazy.
she just beat Molly
And
too.
I actually remember her. She's from the Contender Series. Yep, she was Contender Series. Came out first fight, beat Molly, and that's what I remember. So she's on my radar for sure. And if she another another exciting finish, and it'll be on the champ list. I'll throw her on the champ list.
Interesting.
Everybody was talking about Molly, but yeah, she retired Molly, bro. She retired Molly, retired her. And I remember she came out like just twerking and dancing like to her music the whole time. Came out like, super excited, super pumped, and showed why. If I'm not mistaken, she's a Contender Series girl, so huge on the radar for sure. Contender Series people are always on the radar, you know. So right now, Thainara, uh, Navajo Sterling, Ulberg's at the Contender Series too. Ulberg too. So he's on the radar. He got to show me something. He
Sayonara,
got to show me.
sayonara, bro. She's gonna finish this bitch and say sayonara.
Ooh, I
Excuse my
like that.
language, dude. Excuse
Luke
dropping some
Boume
bombs.
and she's game. Luke Boume is a striker. So the fact that she's a striker and she's number 14, she's ranked. So on your second fight, you're about to fight a ranked opponent,
Let's take a
technically.
look at the
So
women's strawweight division, yeah?
if you really want to,
Yep. We have about 4 minutes to discuss the women's.
let's
Was
give
it
him a shout out.
flyweight?
We don't talk about the women too much.
Was it flyweight? It was
Strawweight.
strawweight. Oh, that
Strawweight.
Loma. So this is Weili Zhang. You've got Pennington,
Yeah.
Angela Hill, Amanda
I mean,
Ribas, Jessica Andrade, Tabitha Ritchie, Lupe Godinez, Mackenzie Dern, Amanda Lemos, Yana, Tatiana Suarez. Interesting. That girl will probably do really good
yeah,
against these girls. I see
that's
a
what I'm saying,
victory.
man. So depending on how she finishes Luke Blume, I mean, I want to see her in the top five. That's why I said if she does it in spectacular fashion, she's on the champ list immediately. Again, the champ list. We'll only explain this for the last few minutes. Is the champ list is somebody who, regardless of where you are, we think right now you have the potential to fight for the championship belt. And the radar is we see so much potential, and at one point you should be, if you stay on track, you'll be on the champ list or ready to fight for the champ list. But we just don't. We think that if we threw you in there right now against the top three, top two, top one, the champ itself, you're just not ready. You know, and a lot of people out the contender series, they come in and they sometimes get fast tracked on the champ list fast because they're really like that. And this girl, I think, is really like that. From my memory, they leave impact. You gotta make impact, and you gotta get finishes. We're not here for not finishes. Now, if you go to war and you do all that, it's two different things. But we're here for the finish.
Well,
You're not
shout
getting
out to
nobody's gonna pay money for you.
Sayonara, Sayonara. I'm gonna give another shout
Sayonara,
out
sayonara.
to Josias Musasa.
Shout him out, man. He's a real African fighter. He's fighting out of a place that is really not developed. We're
Right,
talking
right. So making it
undeveloped.
this far is already super duper duper impressive. We also
Yeah.
have shout out to Navajo Sterling coming out of he's a contender series guy, very
Yeah,
young.
and shout out Ulberg, man. Shout out Ulberg. He's undefeated. He lost his first fight, and he's undefeated. That's why I got to give Musasa the chance because Ulberg lost his first fight and went on an undefeated streak, and so has Musasa lost his first fight to a vet, and I'm hoping that he is ready to show something for his people. He's got people on his shoulders that he needs to fight for. But other than that, I'm expecting a lot of bangers. I'm expecting a lot of bangers and mash for sure. A lot
Hell
of
yeah.
bangers and mash.
Bangers and mash, bro. Bangers and mash. Um
I guess there's only one question left. Have you finished those errands?
I have finished those errands. I did. I
Now the
did.
question is Carlos Oberg. Carlos Oberg, can you finish your food, please? That's all I want to say. Can you finish your food, Mr. Oberg?
Finish your food. Oh yeah,
Mr.
shout out to
Black
Jake
Jazz.
Matthews. This
Mr.
is probably
Black
the only
Jazz.
one that we disagree on. So I am
Yeah, Jake Matthews. I mean, and it's more like I gotta see more from both of them. I just Jake Matthews. I would probably, if I had to bet, I'd probably bet on Jake Matthews, but it's hard to bet against Neil Magny. We're not betting on. If I had, that's why I didn't want to bet because if we were betting, I would probably take Jake Matthews. What are the odds? What are the odds on it? Who's the favorite in that fight? Just curious.
for which one?
Jake Matthews and Neil Magny. There are no
Didn't
odds.
say.
They don't have odds up yet, huh? Interesting.